It would have been an infection. So yeah, your mommy is very smart, right? You can't just leave the speck. So, and sometimes we might have specks that, little things that we need help with. I've had splinters, and you've had splinters probably, or things that you needed somebody else to help you with. I know one kid that stuck a popcorn kernel up her nose one time just to see what would happen, and it required going to the doctor. I won't tell you who that is.
Last night I stuck a rock in my nose.
Don't ever do that. Yeah, don't do that. Don't put stuff up in there. Yeah, I put something in my ear one time. I had to go to the doctor to get it out. Yeah, so sometimes there's things that we can't do. We can't get it by ourselves. We got to have help. And so Jesus is saying, but when you're trying to remove a speck of sin from your brother, your neighbor's eye, he said you got to first remember that you got a log in your own eye. And then he doesn't say, but ignore the speck and mind your own business. He doesn't say that, although oftentimes we interpret it that way. What he actually says is, first, remember when you're trying to get a speck out of your neighbor's eye, remember the log in your own eye and get it out of the way, and then you can see clearly to remove the speck. So what he's telling us is we shouldn't be prideful, because when we get prideful and we think that we're better than other people who've made mistakes, then we're not being humble, and we're forgetting that God had to forgive us too. And so instead of being compassionate, we will treat other people badly. And so we're not being careful in our relationships. So to be careful in how we help each other, we got to be careful, right? So we got to get the stuff out of our own eye so that we can then see clearly. And then when we try to get those little specks, you got to be careful, right? You can't poke too hard or too deep, or you got to be gentle, and you got to care. So we got to care for one another.
I did it.
And
I went like this.
yep. Because sometimes we can get mad at each other, and then we can just want to hurt each other worse, right?
And I was going to scare so fast I fell.
You did? Yeah. So we don't want to just get mad because somebody's done something wrong and then try to hurt them even more. We want to try to help. And so Jesus is teaching us how to be careful in our relationships with each other, and how to care for one another. And it gets messy sometimes. It's not easy. It's kind of hard sometimes. But the most important thing is that we forgive one another, and we share that forgiveness that God has shared with us with each other. So remember, God's grace, girls, God's grace is given to us, and we got to handle it with care, but He's given us His grace to share with each other as well. And so He teaches us and He guides us on how to do